It was foggy again the next day. The thick, wet air rolled down the sidewalks like sleepwalking ghosts. It would have been a day to be inside Smiling Sally's warm and friendly diner, but Mr. Pin and Maggie were somewhere else. The two detectives were on the second floor of an old warehouse. They were looking for new stools for Smiling Sally's diner. The warehouse belonged to Maggie's uncle Otis, who lived on the top floor. He sold an odd assortment of things that he rescued from buildings about to be torn down. Maggie and Mr. Pin stood between a row of iron fences and old bathtubs with feet. Next to the fences and bathtubs were rows and rows of pillars, carved doors, marble fireplaces, stained glass windows, restaurant booths, stools, sinks, doorknobs, hinges, and even staircases. Inside each bathtub was a gargoyle. "This place is spooky," said Maggie, as she looked at the peculiar expressions on the gargoyles' faces. "It's weird seeing old bathtubs all lined up and no one around to take a bath. And what are these things? They look like monsters." "They're gargoyles," said Mr. Pin. "Some gargoyles look like monsters. Some just look like animals. You've seen them decorating old buildings, sometimes at the very top." "I don't know how Otis can live here," said Maggie. The knotted floorboards creaked. Maggie shivered. "We should get the diner stools for Sally and go home. This place is giving me nightmares, and I'm not even asleep yet." A low, groaning rumble shook the building. An elevator shuddered as it was lowered slowly down the shaft at the end of the row of bathtubs. A grated door opened, and a short, balding man wearing a striped vest stepped out. "Uncle Otis!" shouted Maggie. "I'm glad to see you. Any minute now I was sure I was going to see a ghost." "Hasn't been one here for a few months," said Uncle Otis. Only half of his mouth turned up in a smile. "This is Mr. Pin," said Maggie. "Detective Pin, reasonable rates," said the Rockhopper Penguin, tipping his checked cap. Crash! "What was that?" asked Otis. "A ghost!" cried Maggie. "No," said Mr. Pin, darting between columns. "Someone dropped a gargoyle." "A thief?" asked Otis. "I don't know," said Mr. Pin. "I thought I heard breathing before, and it wasn't ours," said Maggie. Maggie and Otis rushed over to where Mr. Pin was examining an odd-shaped stone face that had been broken into several pieces. "What is it?" asked Maggie. "It used to be a gargoyle," said Mr. Pin. "So, where's the thief now?" asked Otis. "A thief is only one possibility," corrected Mr. Pin. But just then they heard running footsteps. A dark figure stepped into the elevator. "Over there," said Mr. Pin, pointing with his wing. They ran to the elevator, but it was too late. The door had squeaked shut. "We'll take the stairs," directed Mr. Pin. The two detectives raced down the steep stairs, followed more slowly by Uncle Otis. They made it to the first floor just in time to see someone very short step through the fog and onto a waiting bus. Maggie and Mr. Pin watched as the driver, who was wearing a trench coat, pulled the bus away from the curb. He was getting away. Mr. Pin held up his wing to signal for a cab speeding around the corner. The cab screeched to a stop. Mr. Pin and Maggie climbed in.